to the ship. So our ship specifically had like a Roll 1 surgical capability. So basically, like think like a hospital with a surgeon, all those capabilities. So deployment, bring casualty on, still alive. Casualty starts passing away essentially during the flight, and these quantum beams like rip this guy's stomach. I look, and on the top of the towel display was like this foot-long flashlight. So I fucking grab that thing, fucking water shoots out both ends of it. I'm like, oh, it's too late. I'm already committed. I'm like inspecting it, pulling up to the light. So I'm like, hey Marie, did you field day this thing? Dude, I didn't say I was gonna go to Onslow County Sheriff. Like, I was just gonna leave his ass in the fucking drunk tank all weekend and then pick him up on Monday. Like, you're not gonna fuck up my weekend. I'm like, well, he's already on his way, so I'll just go there. So I drive over to Onslow County Sheriff. Josh is already there. And he's, got his duty belt on. He's all chipper and shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you so excited about? He's like, oh, this is great.
Need a repair?
He's like,
got the plans
let me go in there and get him out of the drunk tank. And I'm like, why?
Need a repair?
It totally brings me back to my cop days.
I won't be late.
I'm in love with this.
Schematics.
I'm like, Josh,
I have the tools.
live your best life,
Studying
dude.
blueprints. I have the tools.
So I go in there to sign the paperwork.
I have the tools. Moving. Analyzing schematics. Engineering.
And I can hear him in the back.
Sir.
He's like, Jesus Christ, Benoff, you smell like fucking piss. And I can hear Benoff. He's like, they didn't let me use the bathroom, so I had to piss myself. He's like, God, you're so disgusting. So he brings him out. And I'm like, all right. Take him back to the barracks. Like, don't fuck with him. Oh, come on, first of all, I gotta rough him up a little bit. So like, no. I was like, if you fuck with him, like, I'm gonna have a harder time holding him accountable on Monday. Like, we got NJPM. Like, I got him dead to rights, man. Like, he blew, over the limit. He's got charged with DUI. He's like, oh, fuck. Like, totally just, like, deflated his whole night. Like, I don't know what he had planned.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, we Monday comes around, NJPM, bust him from, like, corporal to lance corporal. We didn't take any of his pay or anything like that, but he had, like, 30 days restriction, He hadn't been in trouble up to this point, so, we just took him and made him lance corporal.
Destination
so, like, a couple days go by, and, again, this is, like, the shit that no one tells you you're going to deal with as a first sergeant. And I'm, like, getting ready to do the morning report, And I'm like, hey, fuck is Ben Hoff? And nobody's seen him. And it's like, and so I called down to the duty, because obviously he should have checked in for, like, restriction, right? Because restriction check-in was like 6 days. And they hadn't seen him either.
Want some shade?
Like,
Going mobile.
Like, when was anybody planning on telling me that this Marine hasn't checked in for restriction?
Ready to roll.
So I get the master sergeant. I'm like, hey, let's go over to the barracks. Like, who knows what happened? Like, his dude's hanging some fucking ceiling fan or something. And on the way out, I'm getting ready to walk out with the master sergeant.
Vehicle ready.
And Josh is like, first sergeant, would you like me to attend? And I'm like, no. And I didn't think anything of it at the time, but now looking back on it, like, he knew what I was about to find. Somehow he already knew. So we go over there, I do a door check, and I fling the door open, and I walk in, and Ben Hoff is laid out in his rack, butt ass naked, just spread eagle on his rack. And I'm like, Ben Hoff! And he like wakes up, he's like, like a man scream, like, and he like stands up, he's butt ass naked, he grabs a sheet, like covers his dong, And I'm like, Ben Hoff, what the fuck are you doing?
What's the word?
And I look around, like, because I kind of honed in on him when I made entry into the barracks room, But I didn't realize, started looking around, and this motherfucker's on restriction. And there's freaking beer bottles, and fucking happy tissues everywhere in his room. I'm like, Ben Hoff, what the fuck are you doing in here? I look, he's got his nightstand, he's got his laptop open, fucking Costco-sized bottle of lube. I'm like, Jesus Christ. You're sitting here drinking and jerking the stomach out of yourself all weekend. Like, what the fuck?
Studying blueprints.
I'm
Engineering.
like, shave your
Moving.
face
Analyzing
and just go
schematics.
stand in front of Sergeant Major's office.
Engineering.
So I get over,
sir.
I walk into
Analyzing
Sergeant Major. I'm like, you're not
I
gonna
have
believe
the
this
tools.
shit. And I tell him the story.
Studying engineering.
And he's
Studying
like,
blueprints.
he just started laughing. He's like, dude, that's
I have the
great.
tools.
Like, kind of like
repair,
Sergeant
need a
Major was
repair?
reminiscing
Yes,
from like
sir.
his time as a
Need
first
a repair right
sergeant, you
here.
know?
Analyzing
But yeah, dude,
schematics.
so that's the kind of shit you deal with
Need a repair? Yes,
as a first
sir.
sergeant. So yeah, so we ended up going out on the 24th MEU. The Maritime Raid Force is like a combination of old school like battalion recon and the Force Reconnaissance platoon, all kind of merged into one. So
I have the tools.
life on
Analyzing
ship for
schematics.
first sergeant's pretty good. We get ate to eat Chief's mess. My berthing area was basically the same as the way the boys lived. And yeah, it was great. I had this great company commander, Major Joffrey Newton, capital G, from Texas. Dude's like 6'5", good-looking dude, freaking big old freaking banana hands. He was a Mustang officer, so he was enlisted first. Became an officer, staff sergeant. He was like an old school like 90s Bacondo. So he was fucking wild. Like, he was a wild.
Want some shade?
Then became an officer. By this point, he was a major. He had like 24 years in at the time. He had like 11 deployments, something like that. Like most of the combat deployments. And I just like tell a story about him because he was like a wild dude. So Joffrey Newton was like the best and worst officer I'd ever worked with. So he was the best because he loved the Marines and sailors.
Creeping ahead. Squared away, sir.
And he took care of them. Like anything administratively, proven leave, proven awards, getting their back, whatever it was, he was there. And I really appreciate that about him. But he was also the worst commander I ever had because, he had 11 deployments, man. Like, he carried a lot of baggage with him, and he usually suppressed some of that baggage with food. He never got violent or anything like that. And then, like, I'd had to, like, keep him out of trouble and shit, because he would, regardless of the person's rank, or if they were enlisted or officer, if you were a female, he called you baby. Like, he'd be like, oh, baby, whatever. Like, he had this, like, twang about him. And, I'm like, sir, you can't call these baby. And he's like, oh, she's sweet. And because he was a good-looking dude, you always had like, bitches fucking, beehiving outside of his staterooms, and I'd go up there, like, meet with him, like, hey, beat it, get out of here. But yeah, he was a great dude. Yeah, so I was in a VTC with the new commander and then the commander for the task force, video teleconference, so think like a Zoom. So the task force commander turns to the new commander in the Zoom is like, hey, do you guys have a jump capability? And I'm in the meeting, and as soon as he said that, I was like, So the mute commander looks at my commander, and my commander looks at me, because I ran the jump package for the jump teams.
And over.
I was like, hell yeah, we do. And now I realize why he asked that question, because he saw us jumping on your booty, and we were fucking tight, man. Like, this jump team was sick. Like, they jump out, open up the canopy, they're stacked, like 15 meters of dispersion. We got tandems in the mix. Everyone's landing within like 30 meters of each other. Like, these dudes were locked on, man. It was great. So that's why he was asking. So he's like, hey, we're looking at having you guys free fall in to a certain spot, set up a landing zone and bring in 253 and land it, and it'll be a forward fueling point. So basically we'll put out gas lines and Little Birds and Blackhawks and come in, refuel, and then get back into the fight without having to go all the way back to the ship. So dude, being a free fall jump master for the last, 10 years or plus, I'm just fucking licking my lips, man. Like, oh dude, this is gonna be awesome. So, I go tell the jump team leader, he doesn't believe me at first. He's like, no way, we're not doing that. I'm like, yes we are. Like, pack your shit, grab the parachutes, we're going into Djibouti. We're gonna pack 2 rigs. We're gonna pack 1 for the rehearsal, because the task force doesn't do anything unless they rehearse it, and then 1 for live. And then he realized, like, oh shit, this is real. So, dude, go up on the flight deck, MI-17 comes in, lands, you get on the back of that thing, dude, everyone's like, I mean, even though, like, we're gonna jump in to set up a forward area refueling point, we were pumped. So we get in, pack all the rigs, get ready to go. We're like literally jocking up to the rehearsal. And we start to do jump master inspections, make sure the rigs are good. We got our tablets loaded with all the map data and shit. And the task force liaison guy came over and he's like, hey guys, like, go ahead and stand down, like, take off the rigs. The target that we're going after is moved faster than we anticipated, so we're just gonna launch and go get him. And I'm like, fuck!
Squared away, sir! Double time!
So yeah, that was one of the highlights of the MEU. So later on in the MEU, and I'd like to throw out a shout out to my fucking corpsmen. I love some corpsmen, and we had some fucking just gangster corpsmen on that deployment. Specifically with my ship was Doc Patton and Doc Knoll. And for those that don't know, like, we have special amphibious reconnaissance corpsmen, which are basically 18 deltas, like special forces medics. They go through the same medical training that the special forces medics go through. And they're basically like doctors, like freaking brain surgeons with mustaches and tattoos.
Pushing away.
And they're legit.
I can go anywhere.
So towards the end of the deployment, an Emirati helicopter got shot down, and the task force went out to do the recovery. And they recovered a couple bodies, but one of the pilots was still alive. And so they extracted him and put him on the bird. And our guys got tasked with flying into this said country and doing what's called a tail-to-tail transfer. We land, they land, we transfer the casualty over to us, and start flying back to the ship. So our ship specifically had like a Roll 1 surgical capability. So basically, like, think like a hospital with a surgeon, all those capabilities. So deployment, bring casualty on, still alive. Casualty starts passing away, essentially, during the flight. And these corpsmen, like, rip this guy's stomach open. They're reaching up into his chest cavity and, like, pumping his heart to keep him alive. And like I tell you, like, these guys are gangsters, right? So they land on the boat, bring him down in. They're like getting everything set up for surgery to save this Emirati pilot's life. And my corpsmen are basically telling the surgeon, because the surgeon was like freaking out apparently. And so they essentially saved this person's life. Well, turns out this pilot was like the prince of UAE. And General Mattis, who was the SecDef at the time, had worked out a deal to get him, once he got him stabilized, to get him off the boat and get him to Germany. And so they flew him to Germany, and eventually
I will investigate.
My tools are yours. I will investigate. And that incident, or that thing
I'm
that
your
happened.
handyman. Is there a problem?
Basically opened the door
Is there
of
a
the Abraham
problem?
Accords,
Where can I assist?
which basically
May
brought
I
like the
help?
Middle East and
I will
Israel
invest.
kind of
Is there a
together.
problem? How can I
Because
assist?
of
Operations.
basically
Is there a
everything
problem?
Corman did.
Is there operations? Where is
And I
trouble?
fucking love those
How can
guys,
I
man.
assist?
And
May I help?
because it was
Nice
like,
art.
you know,
How can
kind
I
of a top
assist?
secret thing at
May
the
I
time.
help?
It was a sensitive thing at the time. They never got credit for it. They never got like an award for it. So I regret not figuring out a way to make that happen for him. But man, they were awesome.
Trouble. My tools are yours.
But anyway,
How
I
can
go down
assist?
to medical,
Technician on
and
duty.
in the BAS they had this like bowl of condoms on the like the front desk. And you know, I'd go down there, like Corman would be, go back there, whatever, and I'd go in there and start rifling through the condoms. And the Corman, I bet you they were thinking like, dude, what the fuck? Why does Chris start rifling through these condoms? Like he's married. Like, why does he need condoms? And one time, Doc Patton was like, "First time, what are you doing? Like, what are you looking for?" I'm like, "Well, none of these condoms are here, and there's no magnums." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, there's no magnums. I got some big dick motherfuckers in Bravo Company, and you guys aren't providing them the protection that they deserve."
Let's clear the air barrels cooled and
I'm like, yeah,
ready.
next time I come down here,
Let's take the guns for a spin.
it's like, by the way, it literally it turned into a thing. So every time I go down to medical, I'd be like,
I love the smell of gunpowder.
magnums.
Rolling.
So yeah, so while I was on that deployment, while I was in Africa, I was in Djibouti at the PX, and I get a call on my BlackBerry from my sergeant major back in the gym.
I'm your handyman.
And he's like,
This
"Hey
won't
man,
take
how's it
much
going?"
time.
I'm
How
like,
can I
"Hey, sergeant
assist?
major, you know, how you doing?"
I am
He's like,
working.
"Hey dude, I gotta talk to you." I'm like, What happened? You know, I always thinking that. He's like, "Hey dude, you got orders." I'm like, "Oh cool, where am I going?" He's like, "Well, you're going back to SoCal." I'm like, "Okay, where?" "Well, you know, like San Diego County." And I'm like, why are you fucking with me? Where am I going? He's like, "All right, like you got orders to MCRD San Diego." And I'm like, "Motherfucker." I'm like, "Dude, why? Like, I just came off the depot. Like, I want to be in the fleet for a little bit." And he's like, "Hey man, like that's where you got orders. Like, feel free to call the monitor, you know, but you know, you wanted to go back to the West Coast. So MCRD San Diego's on the West Coast." So I call the monitor and I'm like, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning my time, you know, and then like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock his time. And I'm like, "Hey, Sergeant Major, this is First Sergeant Parks. You know, you just gave me orders to MCRD San Diego." And he's like, yeah. And I was like, "Was there anywhere else I can go? Like, Troop Battalion, you know, look at the deployable unit here on Hamilton?" And he's like, "No, man, you're on deployment right now. You're considered a senior first sergeant in my eyes. You got your deployment in. Now I'm going to send you a depot. I need guys on the depot." I'm like, "Yeah, but I just came off the depot. I don't really want to go there." He's like, "Look, you know, look, stud. Like, either you take these orders, or I'll find somewhere else for you to go," which is code for like, "I'm going to send you out to 29 pops." I was like, "All right, thank you, Sergeant Major. I'll take it. Roger that." So, of course, you know, I couldn't come back from the have a little time to decompress and then execute. The orders were for, you know, right after I got back. So my skipper, you know, let me go home ad bomb, and then you know, my wife surprised me and met me when I got off the bus, you know, from deployment, which was awesome. And then we flew out to San Diego, bought a house, kind of flew back, received the boys off the you know, started getting high five, and then started my trek across the country to what would end up being my last escape. So I was a San Diego recruit, Harris Island drill instructor, and then first sergeant on SRD San Diego. Yeah. So, you know, I was like, you know what? Like, it's not really where I want to go, but it gets me to the location that I want to be at in the event that I want to be. So I was like, you know, I'll play the long game here. Like, totally fine. So I just accepted it. But, like, I wasn't going to conform to like the info bullshit, right? I'm a first sergeant now, like I'm not a drill instructor. You know, I wear the funny hat, but like that's not my. So I was like, all right, bye.
Loading up the belt. Start up the whizzers. Guns ready for full.
So I check in to my sergeant major, this guy, Sergeant Major Turner, great dude. We called him 10 Thumbs Turner because he had these like big old bear claw hands and shit. And he was a great dude. I really enjoyed working for him. But when I first check in, like I check in my alpha, like low red. And for you guys who know the Marine Corps, you don't check into the depot with low red, you know? Like it's super tech. You need to shave your head. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not. So I check in and hey, you know, good morning, Sergeant Major. My first time spokesman checking in. And he was like, hey, welcome aboard.
Yuri'S collection accepting donations.
I was like, yeah, sure did. Sergeant Major, Subcribe, Oceanside.
Yuri'S collection agency.
And he like looks at my hair, like looks at my ribbons and like my jump and dive, and he's like he immediately like gave up. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna fight this guy. He's like, all right, you know, welcome aboard, you know, fucking, you're going to a new company, like, go check it out. I'm like, I don't know. Have a good day, Sergeant Major. So, I leave Star Sergeant's office on my way over to India Company, and I'm walking up, you know, I got my little briefcase, you know, my little disc cover and alphas, so I look like fucking, you know, Gunny Highway walking up to the company, you know. And, as I'm walking up the company, I see this recruit sitting outside the bench on like a metal bench. And for those of you who don't know, like that metal bench, like you put recruits on there that are getting interviewed or kids that are like getting ready to go home because of whatever. So as I get closer, I see that he's got his little running shoes on, his go faces, and they're taped, which is code for he took his running laces or running shoe laces away, so he couldn't like hang himself. So he would use like suicide ideation. So I walk up, you know, it's nice outside, you know, nice day, you know, and he, like, I can imagine he's sitting there just all sad, and he just sees in his peripheral like this fucking arm sleeve with hash marks and rank come into his like peripheral view, and he like all sad and stuff. I'm like, what's up, recruit? How we doing? And he's like, sad. Like, why are you sad? I was like, recruit, look at her. Yuri'S collection, sun's out. It's fucking nice. I was like, I just came from Djibouti, Africa. It's fucking hot as fuck. I was like, you're in sunny San Diego, man? Like, what's the problem? He's like, oh, this recruit. This recruit wants to go home. I'm like, in this home? You don't want to be a Marine? He's like, I'm like, oh, what's wrong with you here? He's like, Joe said it. I'm like, they are. I was like, they yell at you? He's like just sad and wallowing in his fucking sadness. So I'm like, let me tell you a secret. And he like, his whole demeanor changes. He perks up. He's like, yes, sir. You know, like, so I lean down. He like leans in. I'm like, you know, I don't really need to hear either. He's like, yes, sir. I was like, they're called orders, not choices, motherfucker. And I like slap him on the shoulder and just totally crushed him. He's like totally defeated. And right as soon as I do that, company commander walks out. He's like, first sergeant. I was like, sir, how's it going? So that was my like intro into coming to the depot as a first sergeant. So, you know, your role as a first sergeant depot is the same as, in my opinion, your role is the same as any other company in the Marine Corps. You know, your job is to advocate for the Marines and look out for their well-being and advise the commander and advocate for your company. And then ultimately, like, as the first sergeant, your job is to maintain the culture of the company. So I walk in, sit down with company commander. This guy, Captain Eckert, like phenomenal dude. And but young, like kind of a young guy at the time.
Donations.
He's like, all right, first I want to get this off my chest real quick. Like, I just want to talk to you about something real quick. I'm like, what are you going to tell me? And he's like, I know you surf and everything, but my absolute favorite movie of all time is Point Break. Do you like it? I'm like, you just become best friends? He's like, yep. So from that on, like, it was awesome. But yeah, like my role down there as a first starter was like my true role is to look after the filters. Like making sure that they're training the right way, making sure that they're taken care of. Because there is a whole litany of motherfuckers on the depot that take care of the filters. And like in some companies, nobody takes care of them. So I made it my point, like to be like the first sergeant for the like the actual Marines, not the recruits. Now, obviously, we take care of the recruits. Obviously, but I got drill instructors for that, right? Like senior drill instructors, chief drill instructors. They run the schedule. They make sure the recruits go to medical. They do all those day-to-day things. So I made sure that I took care of the hats. I remember seeing the drill instructors walking around. It's like third phase, meaning it's like we're about to graduate. And it's like, 2000 at night, and these instructors, there's a pack of them, like, going from squad bay to squad bay. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Go home. Like, why are you doing that? These kids are about to graduate. What are you doing? And I could tell, like, they didn't want to tell me what they were doing. They were going around, and all the thumbtacks that were on the cork boards in every squad bay, they were changing out all the thumbtacks to blue thumbtacks. Because 3rd Battalion is blue. And I'm like, and they tell me this, and I'm like, are you fucking horsecocking me right now? And they're like, I was like, wait, who told you to do this? And they would not tell me. I already knew who it was. But I was like, yeah. It's like that kind of shit. Like, so, when I first checked into the company, I carried this like black book. And anytime I came into like a new situation, I always made it a point to like not make any changes for the first like week or 2 weeks or something like that. And I would just kind of walk around and observe, and anytime I saw something fucked up or something not right or whatever, I would just take a note. Now obviously if it was something real bad, I would correct it, but I would just take little notes. And I was just waiting for like an opportunity.